Torricella Peligna is a small town in the province of Chieti in the Abruzzo region, Italy, located at about 1,000 meters above the sea level. During the Second World War, this town was included in the Gustav Line area, a defensive line that divided Italy in two parts by using the natural obstacles aimed to delay the advance of Alliance force. After the great slaughter of innocents, the citizens of Torricella Peligna built two monuments, the Angel and the Tower, in order to commemorate and don't forget the fallen of both the world wars. The monument, named the Angel, is impressive and majestic, and it was dedicated to the fallen of the First World War. This war memorial is located at the center of a remembrance park, on the top of a hill close to the historic town. The monument at the central and highest position acts as the organizing element of the park, with majestic and imposing dimensions. Standing on the steps in travertine with a quadrangular base with 4 literary bundles at the corners and surmounted by an obelisk, it recalls the names of the heroes of Torricella during the wars. The angel sculpture in concrete is placed against the obelisk at the frontal side, looking towards the town. The figure, with female features in classical style, has hair that is worn tied back from the face and the wreath of laurel leaves. A strong sense of power is associated to the kindness of the winged figure, represented while he is writing in a golden book the names of the fallen and at the same time is squashing with her left foot a big eagle, a symbol of the Habsburg Empire, which in the meantime is struggling to get free. The monument is a work of Lucci from Pennadomo, built in 1922. Still today, the monument recalls the sacrifice of local people during the world wars. After a few years, the monument was damaged by a hurricane and then was also bombarded during the Second World War. A reconstruction intervention was carried out in the early 50s, involving the local administration committees to remember always the horrors of wars and the human sacrifice. After completing the activities planned for the Tower War Memorial in order to give further strength and validity to the project materials, following the sampling and characterization activities carried out also on the Angel War Memorial, called Zafilumena by the Torricella inhabitants, we decided to intervene not by carrying out a simple activity of application and validation on the limited areas of the monument, but to organize a real restoration site, carrying out all the operations that, according to the standards, will be foreseen in a real conservation intervention. In addition to the return of the restored monument to its citizens, the aim of the work was to test in a real working environment the eventual problems of the materials related to their workability, resistance, and ease of application in a way compatible with the normal methodologies used for intervention on similar artifacts. From the research of the historical documentation, which was provided in part with the help of the inhabitants and the municipal administration, it was possible to make more detailed assumptions about the modalities used for the past interventions. The statue was initially green, but it was probably painted with white between the 50s and 60s of the past century, following the restoration works after the bombing that it had suffered during the Second World War. The last and most invasive intervention, instead, has seen the application on the entire surface of a grey paint, with characteristics absolutely not compatible with the underlying material that, in recent years, has contributed to a very accelerated advancement of its degradation. The first intervention, preceded by a 3D relief, has been the removal of the irrelevant and degraded layers of paint using traditional methods. This operation allowed to highlight all the criticalities of the monument and also allowed to choose which materials would have been appropriate to be used, both for the consolidation and for the construction closure of the missing parts and cracks. The restoration work has been supported through additional investigations carried out by non-destructive techniques and devoted to assessing the product's behavior developed in the INNOVA concrete project. The analyses that have been performed are the following: colorimetric analysis, water absorption assessment, bioluminescence, microscopic observations on site, X-ray analysis, durability of mortar through structure from motion technique. Colorimetric analysis showed no significant color variation. The water absorbance results are in accordance with the colorimetric assessments, indicating that from autumn to spring the surface became more dry. The bioluminescence measurements revealed a great reduction of the biological presence after cleaning. The 3D models used for the evaluation of the durability of the CSGI3 mortar used close a long crack along the arm of the sculpture demonstrate that after 6 months the mortar still was well adhered to the surface and the crack is well sealed. In the following images, the 3D relief of the statue before and during the restoration with the mapping of all the mortars used and the end of the work are shown.